Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Chingaso's Combat Crew, your one-stop shop for all your combat news. I got the whole crew. We got a long-ass lineup of all the MMA news, some Jiu-Jitsu, actually some really bad black guy on Jiu-Jitsu news, and a Korean zombie, Max Holloway. Damn. Gentlemen, how y'all doing? Cousin Ant, Fonzo, what's up?
Good, man. Well, I'm doing great. It's a joke, fools. Anyways,
Wah,
no,
wah,
doing
wah. What the fuck?
This guy, man, he's offending everybody.
all right, all right. It's no, man. It's good. It's Saturday, so kicking back with the brew after some yard work today. So yeah, I didn't get to watch these fights because they're hella early, and like I said, I've been working in my yard this whole time. So can't wait to hear what these results. Spoiler alert for everybody out there who hasn't seen the fights. What about you, Ant? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Got up early today, got some stuff done. It's the weekend. I'm resting, and before I hit the week off again, full speed. But yeah, everything's good, man. I'm loving it out here where I'm at. I'm up north, so I mean it's beautiful. People are nice. It's my second week out here, so I'm loving it. I'm loving everything around here, man. So enjoying it.
Nice.
Enjoying
Awesome,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got settled in up there. Everything good? Are you still on pipe
Yeah,
and
for the
shit? How's that going?
I'm getting settled. I don't have everything that I need, but it's slowly coming. I'm slowly getting that ordered and everything. But work's awesome. The place awesome. The area is really nice. I'm like I said, I'm loving it out here.
Nice.
What's up? That's good to hear, cuz that is really good to hear, man.
If you got a toaster, send it to Ant. I'm sure you need a toaster.
Yeah. But the like toaster oven because he likes to do hot dogs and pizza pockets.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, boys. So earlier, as I mentioned, actually, dude, I'm messing up the routine. Y'all ready to jump into this bad boy or what?
Let's go.
Let's start
do
this
it.
bad boy off. Hopefully, everybody out there in podcast land and YouTube town doing fantastic. Have a wonderful week this week. This is how you kick it off, bros. Let's start with the bad news first. Cuz, did you hear about this? Eberth Santos?
No.
All right. So here's the I, as in ojo, on
Yes.
jiu-jitsu that I was talking about. So Eberth Santos, super crazy, might possibly be crazy, schizophrenic. I don't know. He might be on the spectrum. He's always has been. I don't know if you remember, but Eberth Santos is a guy who had a super fight in BJJ All Stars about 8 years ago. And he had somebody in his guard, and in the middle of the match, somebody in the crowd starts talking smack to him that was going for his opponent. And he gets up in the middle of the match and runs over to go attack the dude.
Oh yeah, I remember
so
that. Yeah.
He's famous for that. But before
Okay.
that, though, he's always been like a super deadly black belt, dude. Like he is a beast, but he's also seems kind of douchey. Well, come to find out, yeah, that's who he is because this fits that personality. Like if I tell what I'm about to tell you right now, you're like, oh yeah, sounds about right. So him and another black belt got arrested for apparently every town they would go to compete in, they were robbing, kidnapping, and raping ladies.
What?
Those are that's what when they caught him, look at all those phones that they confiscated from them.
Wow. And this is like they've already proven it. Like this isn't just
They caught him busted,
like,
dude. They got
yeah,
multiple
busted,
ladies that already. So check this out. This was I mean, it's not word for word, but this was like a Google Translate of the article. This was posted in campograndenews.com. But here's a rough translation. 2 men identified as Andre Pesao and Eberth Santos were arrested this Thursday in Botuva, Sao Paulo, accused of committing several rapes and robberies in the cities of Mato Grosso do Sul, where they competed in jiu-jitsu events. According to information from Shock Battalion, 4 women victims of the crime went to the police to report the cases, which happened violently when they were tied up, beaten, and threatened at all times. After being aware of the case, police officers began to investigate what happened and discovered that both are internationally renowned, having 3 world championships, Pan American, European, and Brazilian championships in jiu-jitsu on their curriculum. In Mato Grosso do Sul, the duo passed through Aquidana, Miranda, Corumba, Campo Grande, and Tres Lagos, where they committed the crimes. Together with teams from the military police of Sao Paulo, the perpetrators were located in the city of Botuva. With them, 26 cell phones were found. The result of the robberies, including rape, victims themselves, both also confessed to the crimes. Bam. Dude, that is awful.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's news. I didn't want to report it, but it's pretty important. You know what I mean? So just be careful out there. You never know who you're training with. You get bad vibes. Listen to your gut. Who knows what? I mean, he finally got busted, so he's gonna be going away for a while. But I'm pretty sure this wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. You don't just
right. But I mean, also, how
this.
does this make like jiu-jitsu look in the community, like in the world? Like you have two high-level black belts,
right?
You know, multiple like championships and stuff like that. I mean, this isn't the first time we've heard something pretty crazy, or we talked about it on the show, pretty crazy that's gone on in jiu-jitsu. I mean, how is that change? I mean, is that going to affect the jiu-jitsu community? How people look at it? How people, you know, are bringing their kids to, you know, jiu-jitsu classes?
Definitely not good. Like, really, when I think about it, it's like, what's that show on Amazon where the superheroes are like bad guys? Is it The Boys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, The Boys.
Dude, that's almost like this, because like we're supposed to be the gentle art, bro. Like, you know, like helping people build self-esteem. And look at what these guys are using a superpower for evil. So get them off the streets.
Do you think that it is happening because like maybe there's certain people that are giving black belts out like sooner than maybe they should? Do you think, like, I mean, because I don't know, for me, when I think of a black belt, I think of something like you said, humble, like they know they can kick your ass, but they're super humble, super chill. You know, they're kind of like the ambassador now of their school, of the sport and everything. Once you make that black belt, not like everyone else does it, but you know,
you would hope.
Think of these black belts, and now you have this.
Yeah, what you're saying is what you would hope and you would believe. You want to believe that that's how everybody is. I know, like at my school, I can vouch for that, you know?
Right.
You know, there's bad apples everywhere, so unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, man.
So if you're ever out there, Fonzo, with Equadoros Jiu-Jitsu, you got to watch out. Watch your back.
Hey, man.
Watch your back.
Watch your booty hole, fool.
Hey, Jiu-Jitsu.
Whoa.
Gives back to the community.
Combat news, but this builds up the community, bro. As you guys know, we're big MMA out there. Follow them on Insta. We got them right there. They're at CholoMMA. But bro, they teamed up with Fuji mats, guys. Check out these sick ass mats. They are so dope, dude.
Oh my gosh. That's
yes, Fonzo, they do come in blue.
Sick.
And for all the people that are not watching right now, that are just listening to the podcast, it's literally like a black, you would think bandana. Like a mat. It looks like a bandana handkerchief, and then it says CholoMMA in the middle of it. Oh my gosh! Wow, that's something else.
I think I'm just gonna get my carpet like that, fool, in my little office.
Ooh, there you go.
That's all I'm gonna do. Fuck that.
Do the welcoming home video on that when Christina comes home and she sees that.
Well, I'm just gonna surprise her. I'm just gonna surprise her for her birthday. It's coming up.
There you go.
Nice. Hey, right, when it doesn't work out, man, you can sell it to me for half off, and I'll put it in my apartment.
Shout out CholoMMA. Keep doing your thing, boys. You guys are killing it. But I thought that was a really cool design, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
All right, so that last win, I mean, you're going against.
So last 2 weekends ago, AIGA, International Grappling Association, right? B-team, some members of B-team were out there. Mo Jassim had his team out there. Universal Fighters were out there. Khabib had his team out there, right? Oh. So when the tournament was said and done, this was right after day one. Isaac Michel, as you guys know, used to be part of Craig Jones's B team, and he had this message to say, boys. So check it out.
All right, so that last win, I mean, you're going against somebody who's obviously trained with B team. Does that mean more to you in that case?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell B team to line him up, and I'll be there.
Bro, he said, line him up and I will be there. So he had a match against Joseph Chen, as you know, was one of the younger members of the B team who doesn't train exclusively with Craig Jones and them, but he does train a lot with them. And he's a good dude. I guarantee you we'll be seeing him at ADCC next year, tearing it up. We'll be talking more about him. But Isaac Michel had an easy time with him, ended up winning by points, stifled pretty much everything Joseph Chen had. The only thing he might have had like a 15 to 20 second mark in the match towards the end where he actually like was able to get back up, looked like he was going to get a takedown, and then Isaac was like, "Get off me, kid." So shots fired, dude. This guy's pissed. I've heard stories. I don't know. I don't want to confirm anything because I don't know the whole deal. I'm gonna have to look into it. But apparently, Isaac is upset with B team because he thought that he should be part of like the guys that get a cut from the money that's coming in and stuff like that. So, and that eventually I guess that's why he left. And on top of that, I guess Craig had been super nice to him, like helping him get his visa, helping him find a place to stay, helping him out with food and stuff when he first got over here. And that's how he got treated, bro. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into it more. So maybe we can report about that later on. But Isaac,
why does it seem like there's so many people from like B team and all that whole crew? What they were before B team and like that whole crew just seems like they're always breaking up. They're always splitting over some shit.
Well, the majority of them stay together. The only one who's left has been this guy. And then
before they were B team, like weren't they a part of another with like
yeah, that was when they were with Gordon and they left Puerto Rico. Yeah. After that,
and then before that, some people had to split from that, and then like I feel like it just constantly this like the group, the main original group, little by little.
So the original group, like the Danaher Death Squad, originated like in Hentos, and then from there they wanted to leave. Gordon took the whole team to Puerto Rico because they wanted to open up their own school, but they didn't want to have to pay all the taxes in the States. So then they went to Puerto Rico, and when they got to Puerto Rico, they were there for a few years, and then who knows what happened because once they came back, that was when Gordon took off with Danaher, and then who else went with him originally? Giancarlo, I believe, and then Craig took off, and then J-Rod and all those other guys. You know what I mean? And even Gordon's brother left too. So who knows?
Yeah, right. So yeah.
Lots of crazy stories between them. So let's switch gears here. Let's talk about this dude.
Hold on. First. Just wanted Ant wasn't on the last show, so
you got this guy, cuz this guy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Of course you did. Of course you forgot about it.
What are you bringing up, Fonzo? Fonzo's got receipts, cuz.
Yeah, that was an easy bet. Come on, that was an easy bet. I was throwing haymakers the whole time. Oh man, yeah. Hey, but I got close on one. I know you were worried at one point. I was getting close. I was going to get one of those wins.
I was a little worried.
A little bit.
How much more fun did that make watching the fights all night, though?
That was a lot more fun.
It was fun, right? It was super fun, dude. Dude, that night I had like 5 different parlays going, and they were all like each one was like $1, $2, $3. Like it's just like that. But it was like it's just so much fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Innings were, I think the lowest that was gonna come back if it would have hit all was like $12, and then one of them was like $49 off of $3 or something like that. Yeah. So
but I did call this one.
Yes, you did. So check this out. This was in between rounds 1 and 2. They're calling this guy the Canelo of MMA. Check it out. This is Sean O'Malley's coach. Listen to what he says in the corner, guys.
Dude, you're going to be able to counter him when he gets close to you. Hey, keep little face with the legs. He's looking good. Dude, you're going to be able to counter him when he gets close to you.
You hear that? You're going to be able to counter when he gets close. So that was in between rounds 1 and 2. I found this clip of them working out before the fight. Let me know if this looks familiar, guys.
Oh,
you see that?
Yep.
couple steps back, and then he resets, just like Fonzo pointed out in last week's episode, and he cocked back that right hand, dude. So for those of you that are listening to this is Sean O'Malley working behind the scenes in the locker room with his coach, hitting pads, and his coach is just mimicking some movement that he probably saw Aljamain doing, dude. And he's kind of lunging in, and Sean baits him by taking a couple steps back. And as soon as Aljo lunges in, he steps back on that right foot and just cocks back that right hand. So it wasn't no fluke, is what I'm trying to say, guys. I was not on the O'Malley train, and you guys know it. But I got to give props, dude. He is that dude. He is that dude, and I am stoked to see what's gonna happen, because not like, just like we said in I don't know if we said it on the parlay show or no, I think we said it on last week's episode, Fonzo. I said everybody's gonna be lining up to get a piece of this dude. Everybody thinks they can solve the puzzle. Everybody wants that payday, bro, because he is the new cash cow, UFC cash cow. And earlier, I don't have this in the slideshow, but Sean was saying that Conor was tweeting him or DMing him and saying like he wants to do a pay-per-view show with him in December. So we could be getting Conor in December, even though we said last week that he wasn't, but apparently it's back on the table again, because guys like that can do whatever the F they want. But I don't care. I just want to watch them fight.
Dude, can Conor get to that weight class?
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah.
No, they're not gonna fight each other. They're gonna be on the same card. He's like, let's do a show together, as
Sean
in
O'Malley
like,
in
like Sean O'Malley versus
Sean O'Malley in a car or something, just to make weight with that dude. Because god damn.
Yeah, because that's what I had thought at first, and then I clicked on the article, and then I was like, oh, you clickbait bitches got me. Or you should say Conor wants to share a pay-per-view card with Sean O'Malley. So we'll see what happens, bro. But everyone is coming out of the woodwork, bros, and everyone wants a piece of the Suga show, including Merab Davishvili. Dude, check out this tweet. I'm not even going to read it because it's so offensive. Who wants to read it?
Not 1, 2, 3, not it.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah, anyways, go ahead, Ed.
So he just says, but he says, just wait till I get my hands on this 6'9" looking ass N-word. I ain't losing to a drug addict on gang N-word.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So then I don't know if this was like a day later or a couple days later, maybe he like settled down and realized what he was saying or what he did. But then he comes out with this video, bros. Check it out.
I'm the number one contender after Aljamain Sterling, and like I said, Aljamain Sterling, he should fight next for the belt, the rematch, and I'm the next guy. I even if I have to wait 1 year, I'm just gonna wait 1 year.
As is right now, as the division stands, you're no longer interested in the Henry Cejudo fight. You want to wait for the title fight.
Yeah, I want to wait for title fight, and after Aljo will do this business and go up with the weight class, and I will be waiting. I will say, even if it takes me to wait for 1 year or more, and I will just wait. Like Edwards, Leon Edwards, he wait. He don't fight nobody, and then I know we are fighters, but now I can businessman and too. I'm good financially. I don't have to fight for money and everything. I will wait. Even if it takes 1 year or 2 years, I can work DoorDash, make some money.
All right, man. So, dude, he's getting out of the way. Mistake or not?
I don't know, man. I mean, it'd be a good fight, but I think there's better fights.
Right? I would love to see him and Henry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Would love to see that fight, and it saddens me a little bit that he's not interested in that. He's like, no, I'm just gonna wait. Which he has every right to, you know what I mean? He's he's been steamrolling everybody he's been put up against. He's taken some major damage, you know what I mean? So he needs a break. I'm down with that. But by letting Aljo creep back in, like, dude, we're gonna be like, well, they're not gonna fight I'm sure they won't fight in December. Because that's what.
So what is he? Is he afraid of him, or?
No, he's not afraid. He's just like it's just like if me and you were going for the same job, and I'm like, And then they offered you the job. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to even apply for the job because you deserve the job. So I'll wait. I'll wait till there's another opening. That's what he's doing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but this is MMA. This is like
exactly.
That's what
yeah. That's super noble of him. You know what I mean? Maybe like there's probably more to this. You know what I mean? Like this goes beyond homies. You know what I mean? Maybe he like helped him with his visa or helped him get a house or helped his family out somehow. And he's like, I'm going to do anything to repay you. So that's what I would imagine. Right? They must have like a super duper friendship. What's that?
Maybe he's dating his sister or something. He's like,
yeah, exactly. Something like that, dude. You know. All right. So then if it's not going to be Merab, how about Petr Yan?
Ooh.
I like to see that.
Our rematch have to happen sooner or later. And Petr Yan was. That'd be cool. I mean, that's an option. That I wouldn't put this at the top of my list. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley rematch, but I wouldn't be mad at it either.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially since everyone had that controversy over it.
For reals. Yeah. And so then this was Suga after the fight last weekend, doing his post-fight interview, right? Minding his own business.
Hey, Precious. Serious? Are you
Little Henry Cejudo
you're good to
shows
go
up.
now, huh?
Good to go.
Say it.
When would you want to bend the knee at what time? Because I think you absolutely suck.
What do you weigh?
Go ahead, carry on with the interview. Go ahead, carry on.
That guy's cringy. No one takes that dude serious.
I honestly,
look at him, he's smiling, laughing. He's not even taking that serious.
You know, I honestly, when I asked you that question, didn't see that he was standing there, so I hope it didn't cause a bit of a ruckus there.
Get that little person out of here.
I take offense to that, Sean. Stop taking little jabs.
Are you sure that this is from this past fight? Because I feel like I saw that after his previous fight on Instagram.
I don't think so, because he had his hair like this last week. So, and it just
came
out.
Always has his hair like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I also have
porque él dice que incluso tú sabes que Sean O'Malley
quiere
una revancha contigo,
porque
él dice que incluso tú sabes que no le ganaste. He says that you know that you didn't beat him. ¿Pudieras ganarle de nuevo en una revancha?
La verdad, todos podemos hablar lo que queremos, todos podemos decir lo que queramos, pero al final del día las cosas son como son y le gané. Puedo poner las miles de excusas en el mundo. Mi vida sigue yendo en excelente camino, mi carrera sigue yendo para arriba, así que lo que él diga me lo paso por los huevos.
Now about hey, my career keeps going forward, keeps going, and whatever happened in the past stays in the past.
Bueno. Lo que él diga me lo paso por los huevos.
Expletive.
Bueno, por acá, Chito.
Didn't want to repeat that. Oh, did we lose Cousin Ann right now?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
He's stuck on smiling.
Yeah.
Well, so Frank, what did Chito say for everybody who didn't get that joke?
So
or
basically,
didn't get what happened.
Basically, he just said like, "Hey, you know what?" They asked him like, "Hey, he's saying that you're not going to beat him in the rematch, and that you know, blah blah blah." And he's like, "I don't care. He could say whatever he wants, and I'm gonna wipe my balls with whatever he says." Basically, so yeah. Chito's ready, bro. I went back and been looking through Chito's back catalog of fights. Dude, he has been in the UFC for a long ass time, and he's only 30, so he's barely like getting into his prime.
But you think it's he's got what it takes to be the next champ?
I don't know. I don't see champ in him. I see him as a contender, definitely, but I mean. He's a slow starter, dude, and you're not going to finish everybody. Like, you're going to finish everybody on your way up, but when you get to that last 1% of the guys,
you have to finish them.
Who finishes people? You know, we see them, but we don't see them all the time.
Do you think Suga would knock him out?
No, I don't think he would knock him out. I don't think Sean would knock him out, but I think he would outpoint him for sure. And in a 5-round fight, he's just going to keep stacking those points, you know, round after round after round. But the thing that favors Chito is that he punches just as hard in round 5 as he does in round 1s, because he can put people's lights out, and he's done it. And he's done it more times in 5-round fights than in 3-round fights. So you guys know everyone knows he starts off super slow, you know, and slowly starts to pick it up, because by the time he gets to round 3, round 4, round 5, dude, he's been beating your guts up. You've been blocking shots with your arms. You've been getting hit in the head like crazy. You've been taking crazy leg kicks, you know, and that wears you down. You know, Chito did an interview with Luke Thomas on Combat Show this last week, and one of the questions that Luke asked him was, what do you think about Sean's durability? Like, do you think he's built for this? Do you think he's too frail? Because remember when they fought, he jacked up his ankle or his leg, and that's why he fell. And then Chito just pounced on him and finished him with those elbows. Have you guys watched that fight recently?
No.
Sean and Chito? Check it out. It's free to watch on YouTube, UFC en Español. But yeah, dude, I don't know what happened. It kind of looks like Sean was backtracking a little bit, and he twisted his ankle kind of like. And then after that, he wasn't able to put full pressure on it. And then he did try to step on it, and then he just goes down. And when he goes down, Chito goes right into his guard, dude, throws a couple punches, and then throws an elbow that hits Sean, and Sean does one of these. And while he's doing that, Chito's already got another blow coming, and it wakes him up. And then after that, another elbow comes, and then he does this again. And then that's when the ref jumps in, but not before Chito lands one more.
Damn.
So it was a fluke. It's a fluke injury for sure. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if he sustained that previously in the camp. I don't know if it was something Chito did. I don't know if it was like, oh, he just stepped wrong. You know what I mean? Total shot himself in the foot. Who knows? The only way to answer this, though, is a rematch. Right?
Yep.
So of all these guys,
I think that would be more the exciting one.
Oh, and it's got the storyline already. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's got a good story. Like, dude, if Sean wins, then he gets his revenge and he proves everybody wrong. If Chito wins, then you know what I mean? He's the underdog. He said he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. Come in and bang and win. He don't care what people say. He don't care if you're cheering or booing him. He's gonna fight the same round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And unfortunately, sometimes I think that shoots him in the foot.
Yeah.
And what did he say against going into the Pedro Munoz fight? He said he's going to step on the gas more. Do you guys think that he did that? You guys think he was more active?
Nope.
I didn't think so either. I didn't think so either. Remember, because I was telling you, I was like, dude, it's the same old Chito. But apparently on the stat sheets, he was landing because he did outstrike him like a MFer. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that fight. But the one thing that I did notice was when they were about to announce the scorecards, you could tell who got into a fight and who didn't. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. So one last thing, I didn't read this last. This was an MMA junkie tweet. Chito said, this is Chito talking to Sean because Sean said, it says Sean's torn on the idea of granting annoying Marlon Vera a rematch for the title. Just the way he acts. He's so annoying. He's not funny and he tries to be. He's so ugly. He dresses like an idiot. It's like, God, do I really have to give this guy an opportunity? But I'm like, I'll probably just go out there and whoop his ass and make a lot of money. And then Chito responded by, shut up, you white trash piece of shit. That's building the storyline, guys. Building up the storyline. We're not,
okay. So let's just say devil's advocate. They do this fight first. Then you have, let's say Sean does win. Sean wins. Then what? Then you're gonna send Petr Yan after him? Because then I feel like he would be taking a step back if he fought Petr Yan after fighting Chito.
Yeah, I think you're right, cuz I think that I think they're just gonna do this fight. They should do this fight first of all.
Right?
But
Yeah.
All, it might be perfect timing because really, who should be getting a shot should be Corey Sandhagen. If Merab's not gonna get it, it should be Corey Sandhagen, and Corey is injured right now, so it's perfect. This gives him time to heal up, and then
Yeah.
once this fight, and then Corey can fight the winner of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just saying. I think if he were to fight Chito now, and then he wins, say he wins, he stays the champion, and then to fight Petr Yan, I feel like he'd be taking a step backwards to fight Petr Yan. Whereas I think that he should fight Petr Yan first, clear up that mess from the last thing. Like, all right, it's clear. I did win. Yada yada. All right, now let's make this story. Now you're fighting an actual champ. Because I've already defended my title once. You're fighting the champ. Let's do this. I'm gonna show that I am number one. I kind of feel like that would be the way to do it.
That'd be another route for sure, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, what do you guys think about my boy Conor here, bro? They're doing Conor dirty.
Not the day.
They're like, nah, you can't fight, bro. So this is Conor earlier in the week. They're not going to let me fight in December, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I'm being kept from my livelihood, and I've been feeling this for years. How the F is Conor supposed to pay for that Lamborghini boat, guys?
Stop giving away money.
How the F is Conor supposed to pay for that yacht with the swimming pool and the helicopter pad in the back? Stop giving away money, like stop hooking up with fat chicks in the bathroom. Facts. This is just him trying to play victim, dude. I thought this was funny. I wanted to share it with you guys.
Well, he's like, how come they don't let me join the USADA pool when I'm still fucking shooting up real quick?
Right?
He's still pissing fire.
Yeah. Why aren't they looking the other way anymore?
Let me fight. Let me bang, bro. Let me bang.
I love America.
All right, bro. How about this next? I found this clip on Reddit. There's been a lot of heat coming out with the new antitrust lawsuit and fighter pay news coming out. So this is a video of a chef showing kids how they make chicken nuggets, but there's overlays of like, all right, this is a UFC contract. These are UFC fighters. These are this and that. So check it out. It's pretty cool.
Some of the processed foods that you love are made from the bits you don't like. Bone, all the connective tissues, little bits of bone marrow and stuff like that. They even add chicken skin.
Yes.
Put a load of chicken skin in here as well.
That looks like shit.
Stuff in it, flavoring in there to make it taste of something nice instead of something horrible. We can get a cutter and cut out our very own patty, just like that. Put some breadcrumbs on it, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, our very own
performance bonuses.
Now, who wants to eat this?
10K.
Who wants some? Everybody raises their hand. Look at his face, bro.
Great.
So essentially in this video, guys, like this guy's showing the crap that is made up of that makes up chicken nuggets, and he's comparing it. Whoever made this video is comparing the crap to UFC business contracts and all that. And at the end of the day, even though they're still awful, everyone raises their hand and still wants to participate. So it's almost like they're stuck, dude. Like, do you want to fight in the best league against the best fighters, or do you want to go get paid?
But I think at the same time, like when you think about UFC, these guys that they go to UFC, become champions there. I mean, they really, other than their contracts or while they're fighting, but when they leave the UFC, I feel like they're so much more well known, they got so many more opportunities for when they're out and they have their gym and they have their name and all that other stuff that I feel like they don't really get that from the other leagues that maybe pay a little bit more. You guys agree or no?
It can. Depends on who you are, man, because not everybody gets that same deal. You know what I mean? Like, you get people who just don't. Like, you had some awesome champs that just never. Like,
look at Demetrius. Dude, they never gave a shit about Demetrius, and he's the GOAT of UFC, bro.
Yeah.
Right, but I think
a little bit of both.
Point,
like UFC like you. This is kind of like, to me, this is an equal partnership. Like, yeah, the UFC provides a platform for them to show their skills, but then the UFC wouldn't be as big as it is if they like. Are you watching UFC because it's UFC, or are you watching UFC because of the fighters? You're watching because of the fighters. Like,
right, but I also know that if I watch UFC, I feel like I'm gonna get the best fighters. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's for reals or not, but you see these fighters are like they're in these other leagues doing great and everything, but they're all like, oh, I still want to go to the UFC. I still, like you said, with those guys, the little kids with the chicken nuggets. Oh, I know, I'm better off here. This is better, but I want to be the UFC champion.
Yep.
So in the same
that part is
same
true,
line,
man. It's the big leagues. It's the big leagues of MMA versus your hometown league. You know what I mean? Like your farm league or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it is a big show. So it makes sense, that people want to go there, and that's the reason people watch. But at the same time, I just don't. I think it's more one-sided.
Most definitely. That's why this all is coming
the UFC,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Than for the fighters. Like, it's.
I mean,
they're not reciprocating the way it should be. I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that happens in a lot of things. I mean, doesn't that happen with like colleges and stuff like that too? I mean, you got like you can go to medical school at UCLA or Harvard or something like that, but the human body's not changing. You can go to some medical school and some other college, whatever, and you're gonna learn the same procedures, the same basic medical techniques and everything. The body's not changing. But you graduated from Harvard. Oh yeah, we'll take you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, the name. So I feel like that happens in a lot of things. Not just the UFC, but
I think so. But you know what I mean. But if you're a hardcore like us, like who the real ones are. Like you're gonna tune in to watch the badass mother effers, whether it's UFC, One Championship, Bellator. You know what I mean? Like even PFL's got some bangers, guys. Like last week's PFL show was sick. I haven't even gone through all of it. There are like 9 fights, and it took like barely 2 hours, dude. So they were like blasting through them because they were just getting finish after finish after finish. But to backtrack, me and Fonzo were talking about this lawsuit last week, and we were saying like it sounds like it's going to take a long time for stuff to come out, but I don't think so, dude.
I was going to say now it seems like it's speeding up.
They're speeding up. They're talking about maybe like January, February, and before then they're going to start opening up emails, text messages, all kinds of stuff, and it is not looking good for UFC. They are panicking right now, bro.
So with all the people that didn't come out or didn't hear your guys' episode last week, you want to talk over what the lawsuit is or what it's addressing?
This is for like the fighters back like during a certain era. If you fought for the UFC and you were like, so what's going to end up coming out with these emails is they're saying that the managers of these fighters were working with the UFC to make deals for the UFC instead of helping their own fighters. So they were
like Donkey.
Yeah, they were just like steamwalling them, like, "Hey, man, just take this deal. This is a good deal," and blah blah blah.
And then just like other stuff that we know happens, like high pressure tactics to force fighters to take a fight when they're, you know what I mean, that they're not ready for or want to necessarily take. Kind of bullying him to sign a new contract, and just stuff like that. You know what I mean, and not just the stuff that Ngannou was talking about as well. You know what I mean, like the not being exclusive or being exclusive to UFC, but also being, what is it called, subcontractor, like employees. You know what I mean, like so like they're treated like
independent contractors.
Independent contractors. There you go. So like it's like both. Like I don't get any benefits as of an employee,
but the UFC does.
But then UFC does, right? Then I'm not exclusive. I have to be exclusive to you. I can't just go and fight anywhere else. So it's just all that stuff. So it's all part of that lawsuit. The significant part is that it's class action, meaning that like it applies to every fighter that was active during that era automatically. So this is like hundreds of fighters that are included in this lawsuit. people can opt out, but they're automatically opted in, which means that it makes it a bigger lawsuit, and a lot more can come from it versus just one person, suing the UFC.
Oh wow.
Yep. And it was funny. It's super. You made a really good point earlier, because when you said like, hey, are these guys known because they're fighting in the UFC, or are they known because they're good fighters? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Do you think that Conor McGregor's whiskey took off because it tasted good, or because it was Conor McGregor, or because Conor McGregor fought in the UFC?
I think it was because Conor McGregor fought in the UFC. Because Conor McGregor could have been a great fighter somewhere else, and less people, only like the real people that follow like MMA are really gonna know who that guy is, and then know like, oh, I want his drink.
Look, I think it's kind of hard to tell, man. It's one of those like chicken or egg type of a deal. Just because, look, Conor McGregor got to where he's because of the UFC and because he's Conor McGregor.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like
it's a little bit of both, dude.
Yeah, the UFC doesn't
shitload of eyes to the UFC, right? Yeah, he was knocking. I mean, on those little shows that when nobody knew who Dustin Poirier was, when no one who knew, I mean, people still don't know who Dennis Seaver is. Dude, there's better fighters in Bellator. So Conor could have made better highlight reels against other fighters and possibly could have made a name for himself still. You know what I mean? If you talk loud enough, the eyes and ears, everyone's going to tune in. Everyone wants to see a guy get his ass whooped. And that's what was basically happening with Conor, you know? But ever since Conor made his whiskey and cashed out like that, the UFC was like, they were kind of thinking like Cousin Ed. And they're like, hey, wait a minute. We're letting this money. We're letting this money go right through our hands. So check this out. So they changed this clause in fighters' deals where now this is almost like WWE tactics, dude. This is kind of super fucked up where they're like, hey, but it makes more sense in WWE because in WWE, you're a character that the WWE created. You know what I mean? Like,
you're curated, right? You're a
Dwayne Johnson is The Rock, but The Rock was created by WWE writers, even though he is the persona of The Rock. So I kind of get that, but Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. Like, how can the UFC take something that's his, even though he made his name with them? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But
like, I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing as like they do like at the I know they do it with like the government, like in the government, especially like you were saying, independent contractors, but where like you could be on the job and let's say I'm using like I'm issued some kind of equipment, some kind of gear, and I'm like, you know what, this thing doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for real life. And I alter it and I change something. And I'm like, you know what, this is gonna work. This works. And I start using it, and then my buddies start using it, and then I eventually like, all right, I'm gonna start selling it. That's actually in the contracts where they own the rights to it because you worked for them when you developed whatever you developed, that belongs to them. And they own the rights, they own everything from it. They get all the proceeds.
I could totally see that.
Here's the deal, but you're talking about equipment, right? You're talking about equipment that was issued to you.
No. I'm saying like
this article
you get something and you're just saying this doesn't work, and then you create something, you build something, design it, build it, put it together. It's going to do the same job as whatever that thing was that you got issued, but it's your own design, it's your own thing, you know. It's your own idea, and you put it together, you made the blueprint, you made all that, and then you build it and you start using it. That whoever company that you work for, they own it. And you sign that in your contract.
I'm sure there's some companies that have that built into their contracts where if you create something while you work for them, especially that I know that goes for like a lot of coders, people in the tech industry. If you create something while you're working for them, that shit's theirs, bro. But this, I think this is a little bit
like that as well.
where it's like, dude,
that's BS.
Conor
man.
McGregor.
I'm gonna call Uncle Dan and Uncle Juaco. They're gonna help me out with this.
That's a good idea. We should totally hook that up. We need a 40s with friends for sure. But like to me, this is like, okay, so Conor McGregor, he made his name in the UFC, but now he's selling this whiskey, and the whiskey doesn't have anything to do with UFC. Like, it's not even fighter related. So how can they stick their hands in that? To me, like that's just being greedy. That's overstepping their boundaries, and more so the fact this deal, you know, I don't know if the antitrust lawsuit has anything to do with this, but someone's got to do something about this because that's
Mhm.
horrible, dude. Like, well, I wonder what would to happen if a fighter were to leave the UFC. Like Francis is gone, who's gone. You know, like Cousin
Mhm.
Ed says, he's not gonna fight the caliber of fighters that he was able to fight in the UFC, right? Cuz like
Right.
we're never
Yeah.
gonna see a Francis versus John Jones. That would break the pay-per-view records for sure. So he's gonna fight
Mhm.
these scrubs, but he's still Francis. And 5 years from now, 3 years from now, whenever he retires, and then he opens up a hamburger chain. Like, does the UFC get a piece of that?
Well,
They
I don't
should.
know.
I
If it's
would
in his
think no. I
contract.
would think
Do you
yeah.
think that's in his He doesn't have a contract. So
No,
why
he
would
doesn't. But other fighters, I'm saying, like, you know what I
Oh.
mean? Like, how many years have to pass before you can create something and then make money off of it? But then
Mm.
you're losing time because as time passes, people forget about you, you know? So
Yeah.
you're not going to be as popular as you were when you were fighting. So
Yeah.
Or even
just
if they
something
don't
to-
forget about you, they're just like, whatever happened to him? Like even Francis Ngannou, like I haven't heard from him since that last ordeal where he wanted like money from the UFC fighters, and there was a possibility of him going to another fight league. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
we'll be
anything
hearing about him
him,
pretty
you
soon.
know?
He's gonna be boxing pretty soon, so we'll see him. He's gonna be boxing Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So we'll hear
well,
about him
let's hope
pretty
for
soon.
that. Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is just a little like, what do you call it when you feel like you've been through something already? It's happened, and you're like, oh, dude, this is deja vu. This is like
Deja
what
vu?
happened to Pride FC, bro. It's happening all over again.
So tell us what's
So
going on.
why did Pride FC go down? Because they were hooked up with Yakuza, making backroom deals, you know, skimming money off the top, extorting people,
No.
doing crazy shit. Well, now the same stuff is
No.
apparently happening to Rizin, bro. So I didn't get the chance to hear or see the press conference. I haven't read anything about it. So tune in next week. I should have an update for everybody, but it's not looking good. It's the same thing, guys. People getting arrested already. They're covering up stuff. And there's those ties to Yakuza, man. All right. So here we got Cousin Ant's Metal Mole. As you guys know, we're like 20 days out from the rematch. Alexa Grasso, Valentina Bullet Shevchenko, and you know the back take, the rear naked choke. A lot of people were saying that it was a fluke, that she got lucky, but I beg to differ, guys. Check out this video. So here's the back take from the fight. She takes it, slowly works in that rear naked, but check this out. This is her earlier. She saw the spinning back kick, she backed up, and then she just timed it.
So yeah, and the first couple times she backed up, and once she kind of figured out the timing, she was able to gauge the distance, and instead of backing up, she went forward, right? And
Well, she just
drove
waited
her
for
back.
the leg to pass her, and then she immediately ran in. So check this out in the training room. That's it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were practicing that. I remember she said that after the fight that she had been practicing it, and then I think like the next day they aired that video of her training and showing that she practiced. They knew that she threw that back kick, and so she practiced doing that.
Sick.
That was
Drillers
all
make killers,
planned.
man. Drillers make
Mhm.
killers. So looking forward to the rematch. Good dudes. Gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
All right. So how about this, guys? Last week, Ian Machado Garry. Remember, he took his wife's name.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
Mhm.
the fuck?
I know, Grandma. I know. But dude, he's calling for a fight against Khamzat Chimaev in Ireland. Now, Khamzat hasn't fought in over a year, and he's moving up to 185. I don't know if he's been bulking up or he's just been training. Probably been bulking up. So I think he's even been removed from the welterweight ranking. So he's not going to be going back to the welterweight division anytime soon. So is this Ian Garry just blowing smoke up our butts, trying to make himself seem better and badder than he really is? Or is he
I
really
think
that
so.
dude?
No, I think so.
Yeah.
I
What do you
mean,
think?
he might believe the smoke a little bit, right? But I think more than anything, he's trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to get himself more out. I mean, and that's kind of the nature of a lot of fighters now. They're trying to make that noise because they see how well it works for others, right?
Yes.
And
didn't
if
he
it
say that
sticks,
he
man,
wants
if
to
he
be the
makes it
next
happen,
Conor
then good.
McGregor?
Say that again,
did.
cuz.
Didn't he say that he wanted to be the next Conor McGregor? So I mean,
Yes.
Alfonso's I think on point. You know, He's trying to make a name for himself, and he's trying to do it like Conor McGregor, did by just calling out everyone and saying I'm the best and everything like that. Just riding his own train.
He's even been used stealing Conor's mannerisms doing this whole deal. You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So how do you think this one would play out if it were to go down? First of all, Chimaev wouldn't make weight. Second of all, what would happen?
Fucking just that GIF that you have playing on right now. Khamzat would just smash him. Yeah, just smash him the whole fight.
Take my money. I'm down. Would you be up for it, cuz? Would you want to watch that? Is that a matchup?
Yeah, I think I'd watch it. I think I'd watch it just
Yeah.
for the possibility that just to be proven wrong, like McGregor did when he first came out. I was like, oh man, I want Aldo's gonna knock him out. Like I'm all right, he's done, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, what the fuck? He just was on a roll.
For me, it'd be like kind of like if you ask me, like, y'all want to see a dead body? I'd be like, yeah, I want to see that.
It's almost like when we were in elementary school or middle school and you knew there was going to be a fight and you knew one dude was just going to get trashed. So you're like, bro, someone's going to die. Let's go check this out. It's going to be sick. Ian's going to get smashed. Guys, Ian might die, so we got to go. All right. Keeping the UFC rumor mill moving on, there is a high possibility that Michael Venom Page of Bellator could be getting signed and coming over to the UFC. You guys stoked about this?
No.
What about you, Fonzo?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's got a good track record. Why not, man? Like, let's see what we can do. Here's the deal, man. I think a lot of the divisions are kind of getting stale. Let me see. What division are we talking about here?
Welterweight, 170s.
Welter. Yeah. So
give him Ian, Garry.
Having some fresh blood in it is good, man. Even if at least initially it can shake it up a little bit, get some more competition going. At least for that, it would be good. And look, depending on how he does, it could really cause a big stir. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Alfonso. Like if he does, depending on how he does, he could really, it could really turn things up. But I think with watching the UFC show, the tough thing, and how we saw or we heard about pretty much half the fighters coming from, Bellator or some other fight league or whatever, and then coming over to the UFC, and then like really they won maybe 1-2 fights, and then that was like it, and then they had to come back to tough again. I think just because of that, I think it's put like a sour taste in my mouth about, watching someone who's doing really well over at another league coming over to the UFC and thinking they're gonna like start steamrolling through. So I think I'm a little biased because of that.
I think I would have been more excited about this like 10 years ago when he was like at his peak, because he's towards the end of his career for sure. But I'm still excited to see him. There's still some really good, like, how about a Venom Page versus Wonder Boy? That's always been like, dude, that would be a really good, like, there's some good matchups for him here. He might not be a champ, but there's a lot of interesting matchups. Like, you don't want to put him up against Shavkat. That's a slaughter, dude. You don't want to do that. That's ridiculous. Give him someone that he can strike up against. Give him someone who's going to make a highlight reel for the UFC. That's what the UFC wants, and that's what he'll deliver for sure. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, guys. Earlier in the week, I asked the guys to create a sticker for Korean Zombie or Max Holloway. Cousin Ed created the Korean Zombie sticker on the screen. Fonzo gave it his all with his drawing. Good job, Fonzo. You're a good boy.
It's badass. Cool. It's a masterpiece.
Ooh, you should get that on your back.
I already. What do you think I did? What do you think that inspiration came from?
Oh, that's the stencil.
Yeah.
I'll post this on IG later on and TikTok for everybody. You definitely got to see this. This is sick, dude. Is that a man bun on Max?
Yeah. Ooh.
All right.
That's how I picture it. That's how he's gonna be rocking. That's what he's gonna be rocking it. Yeah, the next time he fights.
Right on. Right on. I like that belly tattoo. Sick.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
guys. I'm not going to go over all of the fights, just some of them, going over the main card here. Junior Tafa, Parker Porter. We got a highlight reel for that, so we'll go over that. I don't have anything on the Aaron Blanchfield, Talia Santos fight, but that was a banger, guys. If you got ESPN Plus, go back and check it out. 3 rounds of ladies kicking major ass. Talia Santos took everything Aaron Blanchfield had and more, but Blanchfield got tested, guys. She got tested and she pulled through. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this is gonna like guarantee her a title shot. If anything, this might have exposed some of the things she might need to work on, because she could not finish this girl. She could not. She had a really hard time getting her down. She got jacked up in round. For sure, I thought she lost round 1. Could have been super close. I thought Aaron lost, but she got beat up in that first round for sure. The next fight up, Rinya Nakamura taking on Fernie Garcia. Rinya ends up getting the unanimous decision, almost pulled off a sub. So Rinya's an up-and-comer. Some nice 6 scrambles. There's some good jiu-jitsu in this one, especially at the end of round 3, cuz. Look, if you go back and watch this, watch when Rinya goes for an armbar from guard, and then watch the scramble that ensues.
Okay.
Super good.
All right.
Super good. Right after that, Giga Chikadze taking on Alex Caceres. That's how Luke Thomas pronounces, I guess. That's how you're supposed to be saying it. This was a 3-round war also. It was, I guess, Giga won. He did get the unanimous decision victory, but Alex was landing some shots, guys. Giga, at no time in this fight was Alex in trouble or in danger of being finished.
Really?
But yeah, he was sneaky, dude. He was landing some sneaky spinning back fists, some sneaky right hands. But Giga was lighting him up with the leg kicks and landing some shots of his own.
So do you think this Alex's performance did anything for his rankings? Because right now he's 15.
I don't know if it's gonna move him up in the rankings, but he's probably gonna be on the good side of the UFC, and he'll probably get a favorable matchup in his next fight. Because I thought he did pretty good, man. After the fight, Giga called out Yair though. I'm like, bro, you barely got back. You barely passed Alex. Chill. I'm down to watch it though. That would be an ass whooping. I think Yair will light him up.
Yeah.
And that's what Yair needs. He needs a bounce back fight, and that would be good. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Co-main event was Anthony Smith, Ryan Spawn. I'm gonna ask you guys to go back and watch this fight because I think that Ryan Spawn won. They gave the split decision victory to Anthony Smith, and then he got on the mic and started talking about Alex Pereira. I don't know if he called him out, but that is bad news for Anthony Smith, dude. He got jacked up in this fight. He took a beating.
So you think it should have gone the other way?
I think so. I'm going to go back and watch it again. But I thought that Ryan Spawn did enough to win for sure.
Okay.
And then main event, Max Holloway, Korean Zombie. I got a clip for that. We'll get into that in just a bit. He's done, bro. He's done.
Wow.
So it was a very emotional ending for Korean Zombie. He got his post-fight interview in the cage, and then he hugged his trainers. Dude, I was watching it, and I was like, I've never seen anybody exit the cage with so much emotion. Like, you could see the pain. Like, he doesn't want to call it a career, but it's time, and he knows it, So this was a Korean Zombie leaving the cage for the last time.
Hold
I
on.
want to share.
Hold on. We gotta do a shatito, fool.
Korean Zombie, shout out. Thank you for all the memories, bro. He's a WEC old school vet, bro. He had a war with Leonard Garcia back in the day, man. He's always been one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites, and one of the all-time sickest logos that an MMA fighter has ever created, even though they ripped that shit off from him, motherfuckers. Hey, salud, Korean Zombie. Thank you, bro. Check out this emotional exit and listen to the crowd.
Dude,
So,
I got
yeah.
chills.
I know, dude. How good was
Dang.
that, man? How good was that?
Dang, I didn't know that Hung was gonna be there.
Aw.
What's your guys' favorite? You guys have a favorite Korean zombie moment?
Shit, man. Why you gotta put us on the spot like that?
Right.
My
I'm sorry. I mean, the only ones I really remember are like the last knockout and now this knockout. I'll never forget.
well, I mean,
but,
he's most known for
mean-
taking that crazy elbow from Yair, remember?
Yeah.
You know, he took that, but I most remember him for that first twister in the UFC, dude.
That's right. He did do that, right?
So man, he's such a cool ass dude, man. Just he always brought it. Every time he fought, you knew you were gonna get 100%. I don't think he ever missed weight. I mean, and don't forget, he took time off to serve in the South Korean military for a little while. How many years was that?
Yeah.
Do they do 2 years or 3 years or?
They do 4 years. I was actually in Korea, living and working in Korea when he was out there, and I think that's probably would be my other than being knocked out. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I think that would be like the one good memory because when I was out there looking and training at jiu-jitsu gyms in Korea, he came out and
You got to train with him?
yeah. No, I didn't get to train with him or anything like that. Like he came out and he's kind of just doing like a meet and greet type of thing. And
cool.
I was like, I got
cool.
to see him and everything. So, but I didn't get to like meet him or anything like that. But I think seeing him and being like, oh, okay, and everyone out there loved him. Everyone loved him, and they were talking about how he had to do his time, and some other people had to do their time.
Yeah, man. He was a real one, dude. So this was him at the end of his fight, laying his gloves on the mat, and then hugging his wife at the very end, dude. Like, so you could just see the emotion in his face, man. But bittersweet ending to a wonderful, wonderful career. And I'm gonna try to work on a zombie highlight reel, so that way you guys can have some zombie memorable moments. Because everyone
remember him
should have
through punches to freaking just take.
Well, that's
out
how,
his opponent.
like Cousin Ant said, dude. That's how he got that name, the zombie, because he would just walk through people's people throw the kitchen sink, and he would still be there,
Yeah.
He fought the best of the best, man. He fought Volk, he fought Aldo,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when did he get into the UFC? I mean, that was what 2000.
It's like the late
2011, dude.
We got it right here. Look,
2011.
Oh, I don't have his record. My bad.
I got it. I got the record up here right now.
I mean, because he was in WEC at the end.
Right, Leonard Garcia.
Yeah,
his first UFC fight.
There you go. See, and that's when he hit that twist. So
yeah.
All right, guys, that was the last thing I had. Anything you guys want to add before we wrap this up? Fonzo?
Oh man, got a lot to catch up to. I didn't get to watch his fight, so I got to go back and watch him. Looking through some great fights out there this early morning today. So gotta catch up on those. And I hope everybody out there gets to catch up on those and let us know what your thoughts are. And I'm looking forward. To the next parlay show. That's gonna be hella fun.
Coming up quick. We're gonna be getting ready.
Time.
All right.
Cousin Ant's already started studying, bro.
That's right.
Cousin Ant's working on a time machine to go into the future to get a sports almanac to come back and beat your ass, bro.
Damn.
Don't worry. That's my.
All right,
pick me up a hoverboard if you get there.
I'll get 3 of them. One for all of us.
Sweet.
Thanks for having me again, cuz it's good being on here with you guys. I know I can't always make it, but it's always fun be on the show with you guys and just talk about and find out what's going on in the MMA world and all the great stuff, man. So good times.
Hells yeah. And cuz when you do me a favor, when you go to the future, if they have ketchup and Tabasco mixed in packets, they gotta have that in the future, bro. Bring me back some. I really appreciate it. Hey, everyone out there listening, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Let's get them subscribers up. Give us a like, a feedback. Hit that little bell for the notifications. You can find us at YouTube at C_Combat Crew. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at C_Combat Crew. Or if you like the TikTok, C Combat Crew. We'll be getting them highlights up from the UFC immediately. So Have a fantastic week, everybody. Chingazo's Combat Crew out.
Peace.